You challenged me to play the map 4 circles on CHIMPS mode, but only allowed me to place towers on the grassy sides of the map, leaving all the good spots near the track completely inaccessible. In this video, I'm not just going to beat the 100 rounds in your standard CHIMPS game, but take it far beyond your wildest expectations, what you would think is even possible in this challenge. Right from the start, we need to micro the boomerang in order to survive. There are not a lot of ways to even beat the first few rounds due to the distance from the track. And to be honest, I think only 2 possible options exist. One of them is to use a boomerang and upgrade the bottom path and the middle path, and then micro both the targeting between strong and first, and also change the throwing from right-handed to left-handed and back again. So the first 2 rounds did take some time to figure out, but once those were done we could afford a sniper during the 3rd round, which was just in time since without buying that sniper mid-round we would not be able to beat it. We will follow that up by getting another sniper right away, and then after that saving up to our hero, which will be Evgeny. The reason for choosing her is simply because of her hex. We're planning on pushing this game far, so we need something strong for late game to take down those bad balloons. After that we will get a 3rd sniper. The one up top will be our middle path sniper, cross path with faster firing. This one will be set to first, while the one just below will be set to strong, as this one will be our top path sniper, cross path with shrapnel shot. The bottom sniper will eventually be our elite defender, but we won't touch that sniper for quite a while. We will leave it as a 0-0-0 until we've gotten some other upgrades. For now, we will continue to work on the other 2. We will get the middle path to tier 3 and then give the other one its cross path. After that, we will get a village with the jungle drums, and then just in time for the first Moab, we will get an alchemist placed right next to the middle path sniper, and they should be enough to take down the Moab with ease. Then we will get the alchemist up to tier 4, and then after that we get the top path sniper upgraded to maim Moab for some really helpful stuns. And now begins a long save up for a tower you probably did not expect to see this early. The perma-brew. You probably never see anyone go for a perma-brew this early in a game, but the strategy we are using for the early to mid game absolutely requires this. You may think that it would be easier to complete that save up if I bought something like the elite defender first. But no, that's exactly the reason for why we left the one sniper as a 0-0-0. We need to get the perma-brew first, there is no alternative. I first saw this sniper strategy being used by a player named Mass Maves in a different challenge but with another hero, so big credit to him for the early strategy. To survive long enough to afford the 65k upgrade we will need to do some micro. First of all, we will need to micro the maim Moab to sometimes target first instead of strong to slow down the Moabs up front if the BFBs in back don't pose much of a threat. We will also need to micro Evgeny's hex to target first sometimes too, especially when there are fortified Moabs up front, then we need the hex to take them out rather than placing the hex on a BFB in the back. On round 75, we were forced to upgrade the middle path sniper to tier 4 to pass the round. So that set us back a good few thousand, but we should still be able to complete the save up. On round 79, we will use a well-timed Heartstopper ability from Evgeny to stop any regrows. Due to the maim Moab sniper having shrapnel shot, it will hit some bloons at the start of the track as it's stunning a BFB, and that causes some regrows, but Evgeny's ability ensures that it's of no danger to us. And thanks to some more sniper micro, we are able to afford the perma-brew on round 82. Our first priority after that is to upgrade our 0-0-0 sniper into an elite defender with shrapnel shots. Having this sniper with a perma-brew will be of great help. The next goal after that is to upgrade the middle path sniper into a tier 5. This upgrade not only makes the tower itself stronger, but also gives an attack speed buff to all other snipers. The next thing that we need to save up for is actually not the cripple Moab, but the carpet of spikes. On round 100, Evgeny has still not reached level 20, so her hex does not work on bad balloons, but that is of no issue as we will be able to take it down with ease anyway. We place the spike factory between Evgeny and the perma-brew so that it reaches the track, and then we upgrade it into a 1-4-0. The reason that we don't get the second top path upgrade is because all it does is change the damage type from sharp to normal so it can pop leads. And we already have a perma-brew, so it can already do that, so it serves no purpose. In the rounds immediately after 100, there will be some close calls, and a couple of attempts will be needed for the tougher rounds. But on round 105, we have completed the save up for the Carpet of Spikes, and this upgrade will help us so much that we don't need to pay much attention for the next few rounds. Just a few rounds later, we have saved up over 30k and can now get the Cripple Moab, which completes our sniper trio, and this debuff from the Cripple Moab will work wonders with the setup that we already have. An elite defender and a Carpet of Spikes will benefit a lot from the debuff, so our setup just got a big bump. But that big bump won't last very long. After all, we are still on CHIMPS mode and we're closing up on round 120 with just a few towers, so we need to keep building and choosing our towers carefully. On round 122 we get the Call to Arms upgrade for the village, and right after that we get a Bloon Sabotage, and we will start saving money for its tier 5 upgrade next. I'd like to quickly say thank you to everyone who has chosen to support me by using my creator code in the settings when buying something from the Bloon store. I really think it means a lot, and it's really cool that I'm the YouTuber that you have chosen to support, so big thank you to all of you. On round 133 we finally afford the Grand Sabo. The amount of income you get becomes lower and lower the higher you go as per this screenshot. So now that we have passed round 120 we're getting the lowest possible, just 2% of what it started off as, so now we won't be able to get a lot more done for quite a while. We will need to micro the Cripple Moab and Isili's Hex, while also using our Grand Sabo and Call to Arms abilities with good timings to enable us to survive long enough to afford another useful tower. Now we're at round 140, which we take down with ease thanks to us having Isili as our hero. Past this round, there will now be bad balloons almost every round, and past round 140, the round generation is random, so some RNG will be involved past this point. The next tower we will get is the Icicle Impale with the middle cross path. We place it so that it is just barely within the range of the village so that it can attack DDTs without needing the other cross path. And with the extra range from the village and the perma-brew, it will be able to attack all Moab class balloons regardless of hitbox size in the upper and the lower left circles. The reason we chose this tower is because we are still good on pure damage output against bad balloons because of Isili, but we need more stuns and stalls to take care of the rest, but eventually a point will come where we need to shift our focus from stuns to damage. We also got another middle path ninja right next to the first one in the bottom right, so we can juggle between the two and have a Sabo slow at almost 100% uptime. The next big upgrade we got was the Homeland Defense, whose attack speed buff and pierce buff will be super useful. On round 163 we actually need to use our abilities to survive, because our setup is not well equipped to deal with near infinite amounts of super cerams. But with just a limited amount of abilities, the round is of no threat. You will often see me juggle the Cripple Moab between first and strong pretty fast, shooting just one shot on strong, then one shot on first, one on strong, one on first. Taking turns every shot is about enough to keep the strong bloons perma-stalled due to our attack speed buffs, while still giving the stall and debuff to the Moabs that are first that the other towers are targeting. Using this micro technique, we were able to push ourselves into the deep 170s, and at this point it's starting to get real tough again. On round 179 we will get yet another tower for stalling, and that will be the absolute zero. And using this tower we were just able to pass this hard round that had 4 bad balloons in it. Soon thereafter came a round where we lacked a bit of damage output, causing an almost destroyed bad to leak. To deal with this, I tried first creating a Call to Arms to juggle with the Homeland Defense, but that did not do the trick. The solution was to build a sentry champion in range of our existing village and perma-brew. This tower benefits extremely much from attack speed buffs, and since we have a few, it will help us get through this round. This pushes us all the way up to round 190, and the tower we're getting next is the tower I thought of before the Sentry Champion, the Call to Arms. Now that we can juggle these two buffs, our damage output will be very strong from the Sentry Champion, and that will help us get the extra damage that we need to let the Seal's Hex destroy all the bad balloons. On round 197 we need even more damage, so we get the Glue Storm in the bottom left corner. Our setup, as mentioned, is one that benefits a lot from debuffs, so the +2 extra damage from this tower is very well worth the cheap price that it comes with and allows us to push even further. After a long day of attempts, I reached a round I never thought possible in this challenge given to me. Round 200 on the map 4 circles in CHIMPS mode while only using the grass-filled sides of the map. This was an amazing run, but it won't last much longer. Past round 200, the game becomes a lot harder, as now fortified bads can spawn at any round, and the speed ramping on round 201 takes a sudden jump from 3.98x base speed to 4.5x base speed. And that's why on round 201, this run reached its inevitable conclusion. And here I will show you the pop counts of the towers that I used in this game for those who are interested. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a thumbs up, as it really does help me out a lot, and of course subscribe if you want to see more of this, and I will see you in the next one.